something else up. Shit. I need some. Yes, sir. Coming a little early today. About an hour early. Hour, so about 7:30. A lot of people probably out. Hopefully, ain't nobody in their Christmas shop. Shalom, shalom. Wow, you good right there. Shalom. How you been doing, brothers and sisters, brother? Hosea? Oh, man. Piece of dedication is upon us. You brothers and sisters got your fees in, wherever you congregating at. Right? That's right. We're going into the parable of talents today. Something on my spirit to be touching on today that we need to have, especially, man, when you preparing for the temple, right? When you getting things together for the temple, you need to be preparing for the what you call, get your spirit in order. Shalom, shalom. He said, I'm mad at myself. I messed up my brother's house, bagging up. Dang, Jose. Dang, Capt Christmas. God dang it. Well, anyway, we going into this this parable, man, of the talents, man. First precept we going into is Joshua. Joshua chapter 1 and verse 5. And you'll see why I touched on this first and foremost as the class go on. You'll see why I touch on Joshua, because talents goes into gifts, right? Spiritual gifts that the Lord gives, right? While we in captivity or not, or when we wasn't in captivity, the Lord still gave us spiritual gifts, right? But let's read that.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 5. There shall not in any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life.
Read that again.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 5. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life.
Right, read.
As I was with Moses.
So he said, as I was with Moses, read.
So I will be with thee.
He said, hey, just like I was with Moses, I'm going to be with you the same way. Shalaki.
Hold on. The white one?
Huh?
What, you talking about the white little lamp right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Shalaki. But anyway, it says, just like he was with Moses, he said he's gonna be with Joshua, right? Say no man should be able to stand before him. But read.
Right. So I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee.
Right, read.
Be strong and of good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give to them.
Right, to swear to the Father to give to us, man, the children of Israel. Right, read.
Verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law,
right, read,
which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it, to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whichsoever thou goest.
So he gave Joshua instruction after Moses died. That guess what? I'm gonna be with you, and so basically, I'm gonna have you doing things. And as I come give you some certain things, I'm gonna be expecting you to do it. That means why would he? That's the reason why he told him it says not gonna be no man that's gonna stand in front of you.
God.
Right? They not gonna be able to stand up to you. That's the same spirit that he's given to us. Right? Nobody can be able to stand in front of us with these scriptures, man. Right? The same spirit that he gave King David. No man was able to stand in front of him. What you think Solomon was? What you think? Why do you think the Lord even put stipulations on us on how we had to deal with the kings in the laws before the kings even came? Right? You got to think on how the Lord set things up, man. Just like with the prophets. When the prophets went everywhere, the prophets were taken care of. Right? Our people made sure they was looked after. Everything was lined out for them. But guess what? They was there to tell everybody, thus saith the Lord. Right? But these things, like concerning the children of Israel, like you say, when you read the Bible, when you read the scriptures, it tells us how we supposed to have understanding on how to lay how our light's supposed to be, how we the salt of the earth. All these things pertains to us in our journey, right? In our walk. Because this Bible is our journey. Right? This is the journey book, and this is the journey book of our life. Right? Watch this. We're gonna get straight to it. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24.
All right.
Start at verse 20. Start at verse 46.
46. All right. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 46.
Start at verse 44, Shalak.
Verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh.
So he said, be ready. It's not the hour that you think he's gonna come, because everybody think they got a clue of when he's gonna come. Nobody has a clue. When Christ is coming back, nobody has a clue. When you see all these people trying to act like they got a clue, they don't.
God.
They don't. But read it.
Verse 45. Who then is a faithful and wise servant?
He said, who then is a faithful and wise servant? Read.
Whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season.
And we're gonna be reading about this, man. How the Lord give people meat in due season. What does meat in due season mean? Right? Think about meat in due season. When the Lord gave us meat in due season, right? It means a person is patiently waiting, right, for the Lord to receive his goods, man, right? That you can eat to the full, right? Read on.
Verse 46. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
Doing what? Something he was giving him to do, for him to do something with.
God.
Right? This is why going into breaking down scriptures, we must have understanding of what the Lord is talking about, man. Right? Because we see a lot of time people, when they break down scriptures, they be bugged out. You see women and men break down scriptures and be bugged out. We see this on a constant day-to-day basis. Hell, you can cut on any social media platform, man, and brothers and sisters about is battling with the scriptures. Because everybody think they right in their own eyes instead of let God be true and every man be a liar. Right? But watch it. Let's read on. Watch what it say.
Verse 47. Verily I say unto you,
What he say?
that he shall make him ruler over all his goods.
So he should make him ruler over all his goods. That's one good servant, man. Right? Shalom, shalom, man. Right? Read.
Verse 48. And if that evil servant shall say in his heart,
right,
my
read.
Lord, delayeth his coming.
So guess what? What delayeth his coming mean? What that mean?
It's he not gonna come when we want. So they probably feel like they got extra time to kind of, you know what I'm saying, mess around or do the job that they was already supposed to have done.
That's a person being slothful.
God.
And it's going to, when we jump over chapter 25 and we start reading about it, everything that we read now is going to explain itself.
God.
Right? But read.
Verse 49. And shall begin to smite his fellow servants. And to eat and drink with the drunken.
Eat and drink with the drunken. Read. Going back into a person that's going back into the world.
God.
Right? Read it.
God. Verse 50. The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him.
Read.
And in an hour that he is not aware of.
Right? Read.
And shall cut him asunder.
And shall cut him asunder. Read.
And appoint him his portion with the hypocrites.
Read.
There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
This is why that we must keep ourselves on point. Because when we not, these things right here is falling. This gonna fall and hit some of us. It's gonna hit some of us. You know how some brothers be like, yeah, it's gonna fall, hit some of y'all. No, it hit some of us. Right?
Go
to Matthew chapter 25, man.
We're
gonna jump down to verse 13. Because this ties in with what we reading now.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 13. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
This is what we was reading in Matthew 24. That's why I said you don't know the hour. We don't know the hour. Right? You just got to be a good servant and try to make sure that you can make it there. Because a lot of people, we thinking we know the hour, but we don't know the hour. Right? Read.
Verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country.
This is going into Christ traveling into this far country. Right? That's why it said no man knows the hour. And now it's talking about a man traveling to a far country. Right? But read.
Who calleth his own servants.
Calling his own servants going into Christ. Right? Read.
And deliver unto them his goods.
And this is the same thing that we finna get ready and start breaking down today. Talking about the parable of the talents, man. Right? So this person came from a far country, and he gave his servants, meaning his workers. Hey, he gave them some talents. Well, he gave them some gifts. Right?
God.
And it's been explained to him. Just watch this. Go to verse 15.
God. Verse 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents.
And to one he gave 5 talents. Read.
To another 2.
And to another he gave 2 talents. Read on.
And to another 1.
And to another he gave 1 talent, man. Read.
To every man according to his several ability.
So every man according to his several. Why did it say several ability? I mean, men can do multiple. You just ain't got to be stuck on one thing. Men can do a lot of stuff that the Lord give us. Right? The Lord said we can do a lot of stuff that he can give us. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 7. Men can do a lot of stuff, but we choose not to do. Look at the talents that the Lord gives us. These is the talents that the Lord literally given us. 1 Corinthians chapter 12. And start at verse 4.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 4. Now there are diversities of gifts.
So it's a diversity of gifts that the Lord can literally give us, right? But read it.
But the same Spirit.
But it's still the same Spirit, right? I mean, meaning what? It's still the same Spirit in every gift that the Lord gives us, right? Read.
And there are differences of administrations.
But what?
But the same Lord.
And it's the same Lord that's giving out these administrations, right? But read it.
There are diversities of operations.
This is diversity of operation.
But it is the same God which worketh in all.
So, but it said in this, it's
all
still,
in all, Slocky.
It's still the same God working in all. Meaning what? This is the same God, meaning the Most High God give the power to Christ to give us gifts and powers to do certain things. And these are the things, it's going to just speak on a few of them. Watch the read.
Verse 7. But the manifestation of spirits is given to every man to profit withal.
See, but guess what? All these gifts, guess what? These are gifts that don't, but thinking, people, a lot of us think that these gifts belong to us. These are not our gifts. These gifts that the Lord give us belongs to the Most High. Before you was in the truth, you couldn't prophesy. You couldn't break down the scriptures. You didn't have understanding of the Bible. Guess what? You was keeping a hella days just like all the rest of the heathens, right? We were full-fledged eating pork, eating shrimp and lobster steak. We thought this thing was the right way. So when we come into the truth, and then all of a sudden certain things that the Lord give you, that's why a lot of people in this truth don't understand their role. Because we get into the truth and we start keeping the commandments, we like, well, I keep the commandment, but I don't know what the Lord want to give me. Keep the commandments. That's what he gave you. Right? And as you keep the commandments, guess what? You'll see the job open up. Because a lot of times people can't see their gift because they don't have a vision. Right? But through the scriptures, hopefully today, we'll try to help brothers and sisters get a vision of things that they can do in this truth. Right? So let's read on, huh?
Verse 9.
To
another, faith by the same Spirit.
Read verse 7 again.
Want me to read verse 7 again?
Yeah.
Right, verse 7. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal.
So the Lord give this gift that the Lord that the Lord give us in this truth to help us profit. Right? Read on.
Verse 8. For to one is given by the Spirit.
One is given by the Spirit what?
The word of wisdom.
The word of wisdom. People don't think that it's a gift, but the word of wisdom is a gift. He'd be like, I don't know my gift. But why? You might be that same person people come to and ask a lot of questions about everything. You got the spirit of wisdom on you. But some people take this thing out of context because they think in my mind, that's where I want to be. But it just might not be your talent, though. Because you don't want to feel like the talent that you got in your own mind and miss the talent that the Lord giving you. Right? Well, watch this. Read on.
To another, the word of knowledge by the same Spirit.
For another, the same Spirit give people what? The word of knowledge. Give you wisdom and it gives you knowledge, right? Let's read.
Verse 9. To another, faith by the same Spirit.
So guess what? Some of our jobs in this truth is to teach other people to have faith. Because guess what? It's many people in this truth that lack that thing, man. It's many people in this truth that really lack faith. Right? And that's something that we will have to do as a nation. We got to really come back to our God.
Go.
Right? We genuinely have to come back to our God because lacking faith is a real thing, man. Right? But like you say, that's the same, but still the same spirit, though. Right? Verse 9.
Verse 9. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, the gifts of healing by the same Spirit.
So he said to another, a gift of healing by the same Spirit. Meaning what? When we heal the brokenhearted, when we heal the broke and contrite spirit that the world done did to our people, it's a healing process that we have to take for ourselves in this truth in order to heal. Right?
God.
We got to constantly keep healing because the world is constantly keep whooping us. This is not a type of captivity that the world is not whooping us. The world is whooping us, so we got to constantly keep healing. And it takes men of the Lord and women of the Lord to help heal these people. And everybody don't have that administration, and we know that. But if that's not your administration, guess what? That's fine. The Lord has many people out there that can work that administration, right?
Verse 10.
Verse 10.
To another, the working of miracles.
To another one, the working of miracles. Read.
To another, prophecy.
So another prophecy, because it's many. It's just think about it. It's many camps that break down prophecy. Right? We break down prophecy. Other brothers broke down prophecy. Right? We covet to prophesy, man. Right? When we say destruction of this nation, guess what? This is literally finna happen. Right? Every knee gonna bow at the appearing of Christ. You think it's not gonna happen? Let's stick around and find out, right? But read on.
To another, discerning of spirit.
Now, this is a good point. Some brothers' talents, it's a discern spirits. People looking for a physical attribute of a talent. We talking about spiritual things. We compare spiritual with spiritual, and we compare, guess what? Physical with physical. The spiritual gifts that brothers and sisters, we got to learn to tap into this thing. How can we build and rebuild a temple if we don't know what kind of talent the Lord gave us? And some brothers and sisters got to, you got to get in your mental. Right?
God.
You got some brothers that can, you got people for miracles, you got people for prophesy, you got people for discerning of spirits, man. Read.
And to another, diverse kinds of tongues.
Can speak many different languages. Right? Because why you think everybody can go read a book to learn another language? Why we don't? Some brothers that the Lord put inside it, or some sisters that the Lord put inside them, they are intrigued by learning other languages. So guess what happens? The Lord put that spirit on them, and here they go do. They start learning them words. Because that's their gift. Right? That's their gift.
God.
Everybody's not the same in this truth. I'm going to tell you. Old people said, older woman said, it take all kind of people to make this world up. That's where I get that from. Whether it be killers, murderers, thieves, good, bad, everything. It take everything, all these people to make this world up. Guess what? But this is the world we live in. All right? This is the world we live in, and the Lord going to set this thing back in order.
God.
So we can be off, and guess what? It might be all kind of people right now. But guess what? In the kingdom, it's going to be different people. It's going to be different administration for different people. All right? But we're going to have the same mind about what? About our Lord. About our God. Right? About our nation again. And about what the heathen's supposed to do. We're going to have that same mind. Right? God. Everybody going to have the right mind. Right?
God.
But let's read it up.
To another, the interpretation of tongues. To
another, they can interpret tongues. Because there's a lot of people that can speak different languages. But an interpreter is on a different thing. Mm-hmm. Right? Because, say for instance, I might can speak multiple languages. Right? I speak multiple languages. Right? But to interpret a language, it means to follow and mimic everybody's hand and foot when they speak it. God. It's pretty tough. God. Right? But these is gifts, man. Mm-hmm. All these things right here, like you say, all these things right here is gifts, man. God. Jump down to verse 27 on that thing. Mm-hmm. Let's get some more on that.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 27. Now ye are the body of Christ. Mm-hmm. And members in particular.
And members in particular. Right? Watch it read.
And God hath set some in the church.
Right, read.
First, apostles.
So he mean apostles. Right? That's what the disciples are, man. The apostles, read.
Secondarily, prophets.
Then you got the prophets. Right? This is just levels. It's he put you level 1, level 2, level 3. These things this is how it's set up, right?
Thirdly, teachers.
So thirdly, teachers. You see how they go? This is in order. It's just giving us orders on how these things go, right?
After that, miracles.
Mm-hmm.
Then gifts of healing.
Then gifts of healing
helps.
And it helps. Guess what? A lot of people don't think in this truth when you are helpful, that is a gift.
God.
Right? A lot of people don't understand it being helpful in this truth is a gift. That's something that we literally miss. Because helps come to what? Goes into charity. And that's what it talks about in the very next chapter when it goes into charity. That's what helps goes into. Right? Out of all of this that we reading, the very next chapter goes into the helps. Right? Which goes into what? Charity. That's why the Lord say charity never fails. Right? This is how we literally, that's why I say when we learning about the truth, that's why we got to make sure that our job is foolproof, man. Right? We cannot walk around and act like the Lord didn't say certain things. No, he said what he said. Right?
God.
So you got prophets, I mean, you got apostles, you got prophets, you got teachers, then you got people that work miracles. Because guess what? A person coming out of dead, that's a miracle.
God.
When the Lord put the spirit on a person to do CPR and do all these things to help restore a person, guess what? Them miracles.
God.
The Lord literally used their hands to perform that miracle, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then he said, you got your helps. Right? Why did it say helps before this very next word? It say helps. What's the very next word?
Government.
You see that? Damn. Helps before the government.
Mm-hmm.
That's a person that... A government is what? What's a government?
A ruling body.
A ruling body. Right?
Yeah.
Thinking about a ruling body that can... Think about a ruling body that run something, because that's what the government do. The government run and they order the people.
God.
So that means government has to have what? The helps.
Mm-hmm.
Has to have it. Right? Read.
Diversities of tongues.
And diversities of tongues. Read.
Are all apostles?
He said, is everybody an apostle? Read.
Are all prophets?
Is everybody a prophet? Read.
Are all teachers?
Is everybody a teacher? Read.
Are all workers of miracles?
Is everybody all workers of miracles, man? Read.
Have all the gifts of healing?
Uh-huh.
Do all speak with tongues?
Read.
Do all interpret?
Read on.
But covet earnestly the best gift.
So guess what? No matter what it is, covet your best gift.
God.
Right?
God.
If your gift is to help, covet that.
God.
If your gift is to prophesy or to teach, y'all got to understand it's saying what it say.
God.
This is the one thing that the Bible allows us to covet. Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the one thing that the Bible allows us to covet. To covet our gift. Right? It said, but covet earnestly though.
God.
Not in a covetous eye to look at a brother or sister to look down on them. No, earnestly. Why? Read on.
God. But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet shew I unto you a more excellent way.
To show a more excellent way.
God.
So if a brother if the brother was a big help, or a sister was a big help, right? When people see their ways and how helpful they are, that helps other people, man.
God.
Right? Go to Sirach chapter 24.
Okay.
You know where we going. 24, last verse on 24.
book of Sirach, chapter 24, verse 34. Behold, that I have not labored for myself only.
So guess what? It said we have not labored for ourselves only, but read it.
But for all them that seek wisdom.
For everybody that seek wisdom, man. Right? This is how we supposed to do. We don't just labor for ourselves only. We labor for it. This is for everybody that's trying to seek wisdom. And this is how we grow. Not just being a teacher, not just being an interpreter of tongues, not just being a help. Everybody has an administration. I don't care if your administration is just to help. Do that. Right? Do that until the Lord give you an increase, because you're going to get an increase. Right? The increase will come. That's what we trying to make the Most High God give us an increase right now. No, whenever the increase come, he going to give it to you.
Good.
You just better be prepared when he give it to you. Right? Let's go back, man. Matthew chapter 25, man. Read verse 15 again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 15. And unto one he gave 5 talents.
And so one person he gave 5 talents, man. Read.
To another 2.
Right, and to another he gave 2 talents, man. Read.
And to another 1.
And to another 1. Read.
To every man according to his several ability.
To every man according to his several ability, meaning that man has multiple abilities. Right, read.
And straightway took his journey.
And straightway he took his journey, man. Right? Let's go to Ephesians chapter 4, man. It says, straightway the Lord took his journey. Where did he take his journey to? Ephesians chapter 4. Start at verse 7.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 7. But unto every one of us is given grace.
Everyone is given grace, read.
According to the measure of the gift of Christ.
According to that meaning what? Grace is what? Measured. Right? This is according to everybody. In your gift, guess what? The Lord gave you grace in your gift. Right? Everybody got grace. Right? But let's read.
Verse 8. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high.
Yeah, when he ascended up high, read.
He led captivity captive. And gave gifts unto men.
So this is what the journey that he was taking. When he was going back to the Father, he left many gifts to brothers and sisters. He left us gifts. Right? But let's read.
Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth?
So guess what? He had to go into the lower parts of the earth first. Right? That means he did what? Foolproof his doctrine. Right? That means that guess what? Even if you try to hide your talent, he's going to be there. Right?
Good.
Because we're going to read about somebody putting something in the earth. Right? Just think about it.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord knows what he's doing. When he leaves something, he leave it perfect. Right? He went to the lower parts of the earth, man. Read. Verse 10.
Verse 10. He that ascended is the same also that ascended up.
All right.
Far above all heavens.
Far above all heavens, read.
That he might fill all things.
Meaning what? Guess what? He had to go sit on the right hand of the power, man.
God.
Right? Read.
Verse 11. And he gave some apostles.
He gave the same thing we was reading in 2 Corinthians, man. Chapter 12. Read.
And some prophets.
He gave some apostles and some prophets, man. Read.
And some evangelists.
And some evangelists, man. Read.
And some pastors and teachers.
And some pastors, and he gave some teachers, man. Right? Read.
Verse 12. For the perfecting of the saints.
No, the saints can't be fucking shalaki. That pisses me off that they say that, man.
God.
The saints, guess what? He trying to make the saints what? Perfect. He said for the perfecting of the saints. Right?
God.
Excuse my tongue, but that literally burns that. They said it
Nobody can be perfect.
Chaps my hide. It chaps my hide. Read.
Verse 12 from the top. For the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry.
Guess what? This is how the saints be perfected. The working of the ministry, man. Read.
For the edifying of the body of Christ.
For the edifying of the body of Christ. Read.
Till we all come in the unity of the faith.
Right? We got to keep on working towards this thing until we do what? Come into the unity of the faith, meaning what? Until Christ returns.
God.
And when Christ returns, he's going to be doing what? Administrating our jobs. And this is what we're going to literally be reading in Matthew chapter 25. We literally, everything that we're going over right now, all the precepts we pull, we literally going to be reading this in Matthew chapter 25. Right?
God.
Read.
Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God unto a perfect man.
So as we being perfected, we're going to go to the perfect man to learn how to do what? Be perfect again. Be even godly perfect. Read.
Unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ.
Meaning what? He said to the measure of the stature, meaning to everybody diverse gifts that he's going to be giving out. Right? Let's go back to Matthew chapter
25?
Yeah.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 25. I was in the sidebar.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 25 and let's start at verse 16.
Verse 16. The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 16. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them 5 other talents.
He said he that with the 5 talent traded. Hey, he went traded some of his talents. Damn, I got some talents, but here it is. I want to trade some of them. Why would the man with 5 talents? Why did he want to trade some?
Barter and then learn how to do something else. Add on. So a man that hit a word adds on to it. So that's a cancer one.
Man, with that, he said he traded, man. Watch this. What's that? First Ezra chapter 3. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 and verse 21.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 3, verse 21. And it maketh every heart rich,
right? So
that a man remembereth neither king nor governor.
Right. This goes into wine, right? But watch how it read though.
And it maketh to speak all things by talent.
Why would it speak all things by talent? Why is this when it's comparing to wine? Because wine is a strength that it was comparing in this parable, right? What is strong? I mean, this is which one had the power, right? Because it literally started going into the powers. Was it king or is it woman or is it wine? Right? But it says it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remember neither king nor governor, and it make it to speak all things by talent. Right? Being that what? You will look that, meaning what? What do wine goes into?
Doctrine.
Goes into doctrine. Right? On the spiritual side, guess what? These things speak by what? Talents. Right? When you to see how strong and how foolproof your doctrine is weighed in by your talent. Right? You can see it by the speeches, by the understanding of the scriptures, man. Right? This wise compared is wise given in to wine. Right? That means you can be able to sit with what? You can be able to sit with kings and men of understanding. Right? When you got a better understanding of what? Of the doctrine, man. Right? Watch this.
It made me think about that speak a word of wisdom that we went over too.
Yeah, that's cool too. Yeah. Go to Sirach chapter 21, man.
41?
21.
21, sorry.
21. Sirach chapter 21.
Okay.
And verse 15.
The book of Sirach, chapter 21, verse 15. If a skillful man hear a wise word.
So he's talking about a skillful man, right? If a skillful man hear a wise word, what will he do?
He will commend it and add unto it.
And he was add unto it. Why you think what the man was doing with the 5 talents? The Lord gave him more because the Lord knew he would do more. Right? That's why the Lord gave him more. You got to be worthy and to get more talents for the Lord to give you more talents, man. A lot of time, brothers and sisters be asking for things into the truth, but they not showing the Lord that they worthy to get those things, man. In order for brothers and sisters, the Lord has to trust you in order to give you more. If he can't trust you, he can't give you more. He just not going to do it. Right? Verse, what we at? Verse 15 again.
Yeah, okay, verse 15 from the top. The book of Sirach, chapter 21, verse 15 from the top. If a skillful man hear a wise word, he will commend it and add unto it.
He will commend it and he will add unto it. Read.
But as soon as one of no understanding heareth it, it displeaseth him, and he casteth it behind his back.
This the reason why the Lord he can't use everybody, man. Some people he can use, some people he can't use, man. Right? That's why you got to foolproof your doctrine, man. Right? Because the Lord's not using everybody, because everybody don't want to be used, man. Watch this. Go to 2 Peter. 2 Peter. Let's see. Just look at here he come.
Oh, that's Buddy.
What's Buddy?
He was in my chat, but he was getting on the scoffers, so the Prince.
Go to 2 Peter chapter 1.
Okay.
And it started verse 5. Watch this.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 5. And besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith.
So the Lord told us to do what?
Add to your faith.
This is why the parable of the 5 talents is a heavy thing, because the Lord expected us to do what? Add to our faith.
I like that.
Right? He's expecting us to add to the faith. But read.
Virtue.
He said, besides this, giving all diligence and to add to your faith virtue, right? Into what?
And to virtue,
what?
Knowledge.
Into virtue, knowledge. That's like somebody studying, adding something. Read on.
Verse 7. Oh, verse 6, Salaki. And to knowledge, temperance.
And to knowledge, temperance. Is add more, read.
And to temperance, patience.
And to temperance is patience. Instead of add more, read on.
And to patience, godliness. And to godliness, brotherly kindness.
Right.
And to brotherly kindness, charity.
This is why the Lord got certain people he can use, certain people he can't.
That's that fruit of the Spirit.
The Lord's gonna keep adding to the person that he know that's gonna do it. But if the person that he don't know that he can do it, yeah, well, he's not gonna add it. He's not gonna add it. Right? This is how you build. Right? But read on.
Verse 8. For if these things be in you.
So if these things be, meaning what? If these talents that's in you, read.
And abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Hamashiach Yahushua.
So guess what? That meaning that you won't be barren. Right? Barren means it means that you won't be barren nor unfruitful, meaning that you won't be giving, you won't lack no fruits in your season. Right? It means you're laboring. It means that guess what? The Lord is trusting you, man. Right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 10 real quick, man. Come on it, man. Matthew chapter 10. Start at verse. Start at verse 6. I want verse 6.
Matthew 10 and 6. I got you. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 6.
What is this President Valentine? What are you talking about, President Valentine?
So I'm not sure where he's from, but when he was on my class on Friday, he was kind of getting on the scoffers, but like I said, I don't know, he's just sometimes people be happy to be here.
All right.
Good.
Matthew chapter 10, start at verse 6.
Good. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 6. It says, "But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right.
And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Right, read on.
Heal the sick.
Say, heal the sick, read.
Cleanse the lepers.
And cleanse the lepers,
raise the dead.
Read on.
Cast out devils.
Right.
Freely ye have received.
The Lord said, freely you receive what?
Freely give.
That's what freely give.
God.
This is what the Lord expected us to do with our talents, man. Freely as you get these talents, freely as you got to give back. You're not giving you talents just for you to just not do the work. No, freely as he give it to you, freely as you give it back to the nation, man.
God.
Right?
I like that.
The Lord said, freely give it. I'm not, hey, this president, what is he doing, man? I'm going hard in the mug, ain't it, man?
Like I said, the scoffer got in the chat. Well, he was a blender for one of them scoffers. So sometimes they just, like I said, they just happy to be there.
So the Lord said, freely as I give, freely, he said, freely as you have. The Lord gave you this understanding of these scriptures freely.
Mm-hmm.
So what the Lord expecting us to do, freely give it.
God. He said he Judah. It was him and another guy going in there. Mm-hmm.
If only you knew who I was. Who are you then? Press Valentina. Who are you? It said, freely as I give, freely as you receive, freely as you give. You give.
God.
Right? Verse 9.
Verse 9. Provide neither gold nor silver, nor brass in your purses.
So he said, provide neither gold nor silver, nor brass in your purses. Read.
Nor scrip for your journey.
Nor scrip for your journey. Read.
Neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet staffs. For the workman is worthy of his meat.
Meaning what? He said the workman is worthy of his meat. Meaning what? Let me see where you at. Let me see where you understand.
The workman is worthy of his meat. So pretty much the efforts that you put in will equal what you actually receive. In a sense. That's some kind of like the workman is worthy of his meat. So if I go out there and I work hard, then however, you know what I'm saying, or if I'm skillful in the word, what I'm actually bringing forth, it'll be seen and show that that person is skillful. I'm thinking on meat.
Read verse 11.
All right, verse 11.
Give you some.
Come. All right, verse 11. And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence.
So he said, whoever's worthy to abide until you go thence. Where you getting at is, let me see. I need to see where you at.
So whoever's worthy of the word, then that's who you'll be basically teaching or giving the word to while you're there. Those who are worthy to receive it and understand it.
Basically, what this is going into, that goes into how when the prophets will go into a city, people was set up to help them lodge, and they had places for them to go while they teach the word.
God.
That's why a person that if you was worthy of that, then the people. Why you think Paul went around teaching?
God.
Right.
Now I get why they try to say that Christ didn't have a house while he was there, because he didn't really need no house.
No.
Wherever he went, them people was ready to say, "Come on in."
That's right.
Yeah, here go
Wherever
that
Christ
right
went,
here.
they was ready to say, "Come on in. I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Everything's taken care of." That's what happens when you go into these different cities. They was ready for to be taken care of, taking care of the prophets, man.
God.
Make sure they can the work will go out. So if that person was worthy, guess what? When the prophets go prophesy, the person that helps them to go do it, guess what happened? They get the blessing too.
Kind of like the widow.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's how they go. God. Right? Watch this. Verse 12.
Verse 12. And when ye come into a house, salute it.
So when you come into the house, salute it, right? Read.
And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it.
Right.
But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to
Meaning what? Guess what?
You go into the house and let's say they're not keeping the commandments or they're out of order. You keep your peace. Like I said, don't bid them Godspeed.
Hey, Precious Valentina. So y'all, you trying to say that you Christ? Man, I ain't understand.
I think you're talking to Jose because I see you got hashtag Jose.
Yeah. He said, I am commanded to carry my cross. See, you still want to know? Because I asked him, he says, King David and Enoch was born on my birthday. And the same day Moses gave the Torah Pentecost, the Lord is indeed mysterious. I don't know, man.
He like buddy on the job. The one you told him? Why he be doing the OGs?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Good.
Right?
Good. But was that correct in regards to what you asked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like, who was the prophet in the, I'm going to see where you at. Who's the prophet in the Old Testament? Who's the prophet in the Old Testament that went into a person's house and he lodged there and they took care of him?
I believe it was Jeremiah.
Yeah, go back further than that.
If it was Jeremiah, then it had to be Isaiah.
Go back further than that.
Ezra.
Go back further.
Nehemiah.
It's in the Kings.
In the Kings? Okay.
It's in the Kings.
I don't know.
It's in the Kings. I'm trying to figure out, that brother sounds like he, I don't know.
Yeah, already done.
I don't know, but we'll get there in a minute. I want to go back to this Matthew chapter 25.
But Jeremiah wasn't the one that had dealt with the woman with the dead son?
Yeah, I mean, he dealt with her, but the one I'm looking for is not that.
Yeah, that's not
I'm looking for, one day, y'all will see. We'll see what?
Like I said, you talking to Jose because that's going back and forth with him.
Well, that's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, man. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 25 because I want some more in there for if I do go there, we touch it. Man. Dang.
I don't know.
Dang.
Gotta put 2 and 2 together, man. I don't know.
I told you, man. Go to Matthew chapter 25. We're going to start at verse, what we still about, verse 17?
What was that, 16?
Let's read verse 17.
Verse 17.
So, hold on. We read about the person that the Lord gave 5 talents to.
Mm-hmm.
He left and he went off and he traded for some of his talents, man. Right? Meaning he went to go add unto his talents, man. Right? You ain't trading down. We going to trade up. Right? But read.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 17. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained another 2 or other 2.
So he that had 2, he left and he gained other 2. Meaning what, he was putting in the work to get other 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He said, I left and I got more.
That makes so much sense though, bro.
Right? Cause some people hit their spiritual ceiling and don't go no further, man. Right?
Cause I got out here, I didn't really have a good comprehension on the
Damn right, and that's how it go.
And man,
that's how it go.
All praises to Most High.
Man, let's get back to the class, man.
Huh.
Hey, Pressy, Valentine, man, just look at the class, man. God dang it.
Does he know Jose?
Pressy Valentine, do you know Jose or something? Man, it's crazy.
Back in 25.
Verse 18.
Verse 18. The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 18.
So the person with 5 talent and the person with 2 talent, both of them gain, man. Read.
But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth.
So, but he that received the 1 talent went and digged in the earth, man. Read.
And hid his Lord's money.
And he hid his Lord's money. Damn. So, this is a brother that's unprofitable, man. Let's go to Sirach chapter 40. That's why I say when you dealing with the Lord and dealing with his talents, hey, Pressy Valentino, we don't want you to take over the chat. We want the people to be sitting here listening, man. And we don't want to put you in time out, man, but we got to keep the class going, man. Right?
And that 40 go with that 19?
Yeah. Read that 40 verse 15.
The book of Sirach, chapter 40, verse 15. The children of the ungodly shall not bring forth many branches.
So the ungodly should not bring forth many branches, meaning what? They'll hide their damn talent, man. Right? Read.
But are as unclean roots upon a hard rock.
Just think about an unclean root on a hard rock. It has no, you got the root has to break through the ground in order for it to grow on top of the surface, man. Right? It's got to make sure that it comes, thus said the Lord, man.
That's like that 4 type of Israelite.
You damn right. Yeah. You see how they hit one and the same. This is how you build. This is how skillful men get the word and they add unto it, man. Right? And it said, the children of the ungodly shall not bring forth many fruits, but are as the unclean root upon a hard rock. Right? And that's what we try not to be. That unclean root upon the hard rock, man. All right? Let's go back, man. Go back. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 9. Let's go read verse 19, man.
The book of Sirach. The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 19. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them.
So guess what? After the Lord gave you those talents, right? The Lord's finna come back. Brothers and sisters, y'all understand this. After the Lord gave you those talents, guess what he expecting you to do? He's expecting you to get those talents and to work for more. But when he come back and see that you still at the same level that you were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago, 4 years ago, how could you be in the truth and still in the same level that you were on day 1? That's an unprofitable brother or sister. You should be growing and grasping more and more about the truth on a day-to-day. You right?
Sure.
This is how brothers and sisters need to learn to grow. If we're not growing in this truth, then what are we doing? Right? The Lord literally, look, that's why he said all these different helps that he gave, all these different talents that he give us, man. Right? Because when he give us these talents, guess what he's going to do? He's going to return to see what we are doing. Right?
Yeah.
And guess what? Brothers and sisters better be working. Brothers and sisters better be working. But read on.
Verse 20. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 talents more.
Because he did what? The Lord gave him the most because the Lord know he was going to work hard to get even more.
Come.
If the Lord can't use you to get more, then he's not going to give you more.
Come.
And people wonder, oh, the Lord ain't I don't know what I got to do, and I don't know my job. Guess what? Your job in this truth could be just helping people.
Come.
That could be just your job. Do that, right?
Come.
Because everybody gonna receive a blessing, but we got to be ready to receive the blessing, right? Let's read.
Verse 22. Wait, no, verse 21. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things.
Right.
I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
Meaning what? The Lord gonna allow us to come back into the kingdom, man. And he's going to set in order what? Okay, you did good. I gave you more. I gave you more than normal people will ever have, right? And you double what I gave you. So since you did that, that's our ticket into the kingdom. Brothers and sisters better understand what these talents going into.
Good.
He ain't just giving us talents for nothing. He giving us these talents because he wants us to make it to the kingdom, man. He wants to make it to the, it says, he wants to make it to the joy of the Lord, man. Right? It goes into the holy of the holies land. That's the kingdom, man. Verse 22, right?
Verse 22. He also that received 2 talents.
Now this is going to a person that received 2 talents. Read.
And said, Lord, thou hast delivered unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them.
So he says, behold, guess what? He said, I have 2 talents, but behold, hey, I got 2 other talents besides them. Right?
His Lord said to him,
What'd he say?
Well done.
Guess what? Because he's not expecting the person with 2 talents to do a 5-talent job.
God.
He's not expecting the person with 2 talents to do a 1-talent job. If he give you 2 talents, he expecting you to do that 2-talent job. If you got a 5 talents, he expecting you to do a 5-talent job. It's levels to this thing, man.
God.
Right?
God.
Read.
23 from the top. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things.
You said you have been faithful over a few things, read.
I will make thee ruler over many things.
And he said, I will make you ruler over many things. Read.
Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
And he said, enter thou. So both of these people got a chance to make it.
God.
Right?
God.
Verse 24.
Verse 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I know thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed.
Straw. Meaning he said he knew that the Lord was a hard man. And that the Lord wasn't. He said that reap is where thou hast not sown, and gather where thou hast not strawed. That means that you try to say the Lord wasn't doing no work or something?
You came with the excuses.
Bruh, I'm talking about, look here, bro. Let's go to the precepts, man. Let's go to Galatians, man.
You came with the excuses.
Galatians chapter 6, man. This dude came with the excuses, man. You can't talk your way out of this. Whatever your job is, you must do.
Come on.
All right. Read verse 7.
Come on. The book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived.
You said don't be deceived, read.
God is not mocked.
God is not mocked, man, read.
For whatsoever a man soweth.
He said whatever you sow, read.
that shall he also reap.
It said the Lord said you literally gonna reap these things that you sowed. Right? So whatever work you put in, that's whatever work you gonna get back. Right? Watch this. I mean that precept. Hold what y'all got. Go to Job chapter 4 and verse 8. See what this says. See if it's saying the same thing.
He said Job
4 and verse 8.
The book of Job, chapter 4, verse 8.
Right.
Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity.
They that plow iniquity, what happened?
And sow wickedness, reap the same.
You gonna get the same thing. So it ain't no way around it. If you plow good and you plow good, guess what you gonna get? You gonna get good fruits back. But if you plow iniquity and wickedness, that's what you gonna get back too.
God.
The Lord just meet you where you at, man. Let's go back to Galatians chapter 6, man. That's why the Lord said, don't be deceived. If you sow that thing that way, that's what's going to come back that way. Right? It's like a boomerang. You throw it out, that's what's coming back to your head.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 7 from the top. Be not deceived.
The Lord said, don't be deceived. Read.
God is not mocked.
He said, God, the Most High God ain't mocked. Read.
For whatsoever a man soweth,
He said, whatever a man soweth, read.
that shall he also reap.
And that's what he going to reap, man. Everything he sowed is what he's going to reap, man.
That was Job.
All right? Read.
Verse 8. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
So if you sow it to the flesh, that's what you're gonna reap. Corruption, man. I mean corruption. Right? Read.
But he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting.
Right? Read.
Verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing.
Right. For
in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
And this is saying the same thing in 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 58, man. Right? I'm gonna just read the sidebar precept, man. Right? The book of 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 58. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the things that I said. Meaning what? The eternal life. Meaning he did the work, you will get the fruits back. But if you don't do the work, you won't get the fruits back. Right? There's no way else around it. When the Lord speaks, he speak it expressly. Meaning straight to the point. Ain't no chaser. This is where it is, man. Right? This is how our Lord coming, man. Right? See, you going whatever you get, whatever him like, him will get.
Lord ain't finna sugarcoat it.
He not. And he's not finna sugarcoat it for nobody.
No.
So we the one that's got to get on to the train, man. Right? Let's go back to Matthew chapter 25, verse 25.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 25. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast, that is my, let me read that over. Verse 25 from the top. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast, that is thine.
Right? So, meaning what? He said, I went and hid my talent in the earth. Meaning what? What he do?
He pretty much just tried to sit on it and give it back to him. He ain't even try to like build it up.
He didn't try to build it up. What else he didn't try to do? He didn't try to build it up. He didn't try to do no work. He told the Lord, you reap is where you don't sow. What the hell you talking about?
God.
Your talents don't belong to you.
I'm gonna just 86, bro.
Right? Your talents don't belong to you, man. Right? And when we find out that our talents, just think about it. When we find out that our talents don't belong to us, that's what we should be working. Like, dang. So you mean I got the Lord in me and I'm trying to work my talent? Yeah, you got to work the talents that the Lord gave you. This got to happen. Right? Watch this. Go to Acts right quick. This is a person that tried to play around with talents, man. Acts chapter 5. Start at verse 1.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 1. It says, I love this one. But a certain man named Ananias, with Sapphira his wife, sold a possession, and kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it.
So, these two people, right? Ananias and at this time, guess what they was doing? They were sell their positions, and they was having the prophets, guess what, issue out the things that they was needed. Right? And there's plenty of times in the Bible that they done did this. But we are in a state of mind that we can do that. But a lot of our people, guess what? There's no trust in it.
Good.
Right? Wait on the Lord to be able to get these things done anyway, right?
Good.
But they sold they sold their possession, and they turned in part of the money that they had.
Good.
Right? Thinking like you could cheat the Lord. You can't. Everything that we got belongs to the Most High. Right? But read.
And brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Peter said, Ananias, why have Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Ghost,
right,
and to keep back part of the price of the land?
So he said, he asked them, why did you lie to the Holy Ghost? He didn't say, why you lie to me. You see it? He asked him, why did you lie to the Holy Ghost? Right? But read.
While it remained, was it not thy own?
Right.
And after it was sold, was it not thy own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto God.
So guess what? And this goes into the same person that the Lord been called wicked for hiding their talent. You didn't do that for men. You did that to the Most High God for doing that, man. Right? But watch this. Read on.
And Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the ghost.
So he fell down and gave up the ghost. Read.
And great fear came on all them that heard these things.
So guess what? Great fear came on all that heard these things. But his wife didn't hear about it because the Lord didn't let him hear about it. Right? Verse 6.
And the young men arose, wound him up, and carried him out and buried him.
Right.
And it was about the space of 3 hours after, when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in. And Peter answered unto her, Tell me, whether ye sold the land for so much, Salakia. And she said, Yea, for so much. Then Peter said unto her, How is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Lord? Behold, the feet of them which buried thy husband are at the door, and shall carry thee out. And she fell down straightway at his feet, and yielded up the ghost. And the young men came in, and found her dead, and carrying her forth, buried her by her husband. And a great fear came upon all the church, and upon as many as heard these things. Right.
So guess what, man? This is a person this is many different ways that you can hide your talent, but this is one of the ways that they was hiding the talent. Watch this.
And that's crazy. He gave her the opportunity to tell the truth. The Lord was going to give her grace, and she still messed it up. She had no place to repent,
and she didn't want to. She was fully persuaded to do those things, man.
Yeah.
Go to First Ezra.
All right.
Chapter 4 and verse 51.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 51. Yea, that there should be yearly given 20 talents to the building of the temple until the time that it were built.
So guess what? They were supposed to be giving the temple what? A yearly thing for 20 talents, right? Right? Watch this. Read on.
Verse 52. And other 10 talents yearly, to maintain the burnt offerings upon the altar every day, as they had a commandment to offer 17.
So it was supposed to be 17 talents, right? That was supposed to be given, man, right? So, and it was supposed to be what? And this goes in, these talents right here goes into money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Read on.
Verse 53. And that all they that went from Babylon to build the city should have free liberty, as well they as their posterity, Salakia, and all the priests that went away.
Right, read.
He wrote also concerning the charges and the priests' vestments wherein they ministered.
Wherein they ministered, read.
And likewise for the charges of the Levites to be given them until the day that the house were finished and Jerusalem builded up.
So read on.
And he commanded to give to all that kept the city pensions and wages.
So guess what? It was that's why I say they did this multiple times. Right? They would give up their wages or give up property or whatever they do for what? The building of the temple, for the poor, for all these things. I brought this out to show you that they literally did this.
Good.
So this wasn't a uncommon thing, right? So this is during the time of Ezra, right? And they literally was, like I say, they literally was helping brothers and sisters out, man. Or it goes to what? Helping the Levites and the people that was working on the temple, man. That's why they gave, that means everybody pitched in to help give money back to the people, for the poor and for the people that was building the temple, right?
So people gave temple alms.
They was gave temple alms, right? Right?
Put that with.
So
put that Acts 5 all praises.
Right. Let's go to let's go back to Matthews right quick. Where we at? Matthew chapter 25 and verse 26. Let's read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 26. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed.
So he said, you said you knew this, man. Go to 2 Corinthians chapter 9. Second Corinthians chapter 9. Go to verse 6.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 6. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully.
And we did hear, but bountifully should reap also bountifully, right?
I used to read that in my church, and it's time to give off.
The more you give, the more you receive. The less you give, the less you receive.
Good.
All right? These are the things that, literally you got to understand. Verse 7.
Verse 7. Every man according as he proposeth in his heart, so let him give not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver.
God loveth a cheerful giver.
God.
Right? Read.
Verse 8. And God is able to make all grace abound towards you.
Right.
That ye always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work.
So guess what? The Lord expecting all people to do what? Have good works. Right? This is what the Lord expecting us to have, these good works. Go back to Matthew chapter 25. I'm going to show y'all something right quick, man. Right? Matthew chapter 25, verse 27.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 27. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchanges.
So the Lord said, get what? This talent that I gave you, if you couldn't do nothing with it, you should have just gave it to the exchangers.
Yeah.
We read about the exchangers. Right? And guess what happened? Some people kept back part of the money, and guess what happened? They got killed.
Got killed for that, man.
Right? In verse 27 again.
Verse 27 from the top. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received my own with usury.
You see this?
You need that interest on that. He needs you to grow so that way you can, man.
The Lord needs that thing to grow.
Good.
That's the only way. He not doing it no other way.
Good.
Right? He's not gonna do it no other way. Right? Go to Acts chapter 4. Verse 32.
The book of Acts chapter 4 verse 32. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart.
There was of one heart, read.
And of one soul.
Read on.
Neither said.
That's a person that's literally built up in the scriptures. But when a person don't think like that, meaning, guess what? People don't think their time belongs to the Lord. People don't think their effort belongs to the Lord. People don't think their jobs and their wives and their children, everything belongs to the Most High. But guess what? These are people of one mind. That's why when the spirit, right? But it's not going to be, right? Watch this. Read on.
Verse 33. And with great power gave apostles witness of the resurrection of Hamashiach Yahushua. And great grace was upon them all.
And great grace was, guess what? All these spiritual gifts was given unto them all, right? Read.
Neither was there any among them
that what?
That lacked.
Nobody lacked. They was, hey, you see that? You see how it's going? Read.
For as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them and bought the prices of the things that were sold.
Right, read.
And laid them down at the apostles' feet. And distribution was made unto every man according as he had need.
You see this?
God.
Read.
Verse 36. And Jose's, whose by the apostles were surnamed Barnabas, which is being interpreted the son of consolidation.
Yeah.
A Levite.
A what?
A Levite.
Damn, was he a Levite? I don't think Levi was in the New Testament.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Read.
And of the country of Cyprus.
And he was of the country of Cyprus. And he was the what? A Levite.
God. I didn't know Barnabas was a Levite. I learned it today.
Right? And he said he was of the country of Cyprus, meaning he was scattered. Right? Having land, sold it, and brought thee the money and laid it at the apostles' feet. Right? This was righteous men. Guess what? That's why Christ said, guess what? If you didn't, you could have just gave it to the exchangers. They would have built it up for you.
Good.
They would have gave it to you righteously. If there was too much.
Of little faith. He had no faith.
Hey.
He was supposed to, what's the word they said, add to the faith? Verse 28. Take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which have 10 talents.
Right, so the Lord said, take the talent of them that had 1 talent and give it to him that had 10 talents. Read.
For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that have not shall be taken away even that which he hath.
Right, read.
And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
So guess what, man? Meaning what? That means brothers and sisters, guess what? We need to be stepping our game up. Right? Because we don't want our talent to be taken away and the Lord make you weep in the gnashing of teeth.
God.
Right?
You don't want that out of darkness.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't want that smoke, man. Go to John chapter 12. Because sometimes what brothers and sisters be doing, instead of what their brother was doing, instead of taking that talent and growing that one talent, he hid his talents among people. Meaning what? What that mean?
He just tried to just fit in and get by.
Fit in now, and it don't mean that.
He said hid his talent among men, right?
Yeah, he hid his talent.
He didn't utilize the gifts that he was given, but he just held them back, being selfish.
He just held it back, being selfish. It got a little bit more to that. Let's see if we gonna catch it. Meaning, guess what? He wanted to please men instead of the Most High. Because if it was pleasing the Most High, he would have did the work. But he wasn't pleasing the Most High. He did what he felt like it was. Now, you know the Lord, if he gave you something, what he wants you to do with it.
So he was pleasing his own belly.
He was pleasing his own damn belly, man. Right? This man was pleasing his own damn belly, man. Let's go to John chapter 12. Start at verse 43.
The book of John, chapter 12, verse 43.
Right.
For they love the praise of men more than the praise of God.
Because guess what? If he knew the love, the praise of God, guess what? He know dang on well what Christ wants. Christ wants you to take your talent and build. He don't want you to take your talent and hide that thing, man. Right? Precept to that. Sirach 23 and verse 19. Let's read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men,
right,
and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun,
right, read.
Beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
And guess what? This is what a lot of people do in this truth, right? People come into this truth and they hide them talents. Don't be the person that sit around and hide your talents, man. Right? You guess what? This is a time when the Lord, just think about it, in a time of dedication. This is a dedication time coming up. You think the Lord want to use people during the dedication that's not going to do the work? We fuss and we scrap and fight trying to get brothers and sisters to do the work. And there's a lot of brothers and sisters sit back and just ain't not going to do the work. Hey, some people get passed over, man. Right? But we telling brothers and sisters, man, y'all need to do the work, man. It's time for it, man. All right, do your portion. Do your part, man. And with that, man, we give our honor and praise to the Most High. Guess what? Don't be the wicked portion that's not going to do the work. Be the person that's going to step up and get that increase, man.
God.
Thank you, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. Y'all like us. Y'all share the video. Y'all help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth. All right? You said follow God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 16, man. I hope y'all brothers and sisters was edified. I'll keep putting in Exodus 21. Exodus 18, 21.
Yeah. Want me to pull it?
Let me see if I want that.
Y'all get ready for dedications.
Yeah, that's cool.
Exodus 18 and 21. All right,
let's get that law, man. Donovan wants to pull Exodus 18 and 21.
All right. The book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth,
Men of truth, read.
hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s.
Big con, man. That's a great precept, man.
Con.
Right? Great dang on precept, man. Glad brothers and sisters tune in. Like you say, help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth. Piece of dedication in about 24, 25, 26 hours, 27 hours. Man, we on it, man. So hey, having a ball this Sabbath. So hey, y'all tune in, man. With that, we say shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.